Now, in our last hour, we had an analyst on the show. He specializes in analyzing Beyond Meat, the company and the stock. He says, look, there's a lot of competition coming down the pike, and he's not real happy about the stock price in the long run. That was the analyst this morning. Gregg Smith is here with us right now, and he was an early investor in Beyond Meat. So you're a little worried about the competition down the line here?
No, I think, we have an active day today. As you reported, Beyond Meat reports earnings after the close this afternoon at 4 o'clock. They have a little bit of a headwind because we got the IPO lockup is off this afternoon at 4:01 from their May IPO. We definitely have seen the stock come off its highs, but I think this is a company that has tremendous fundamentals and they have a really strong tailwind at their back.
But as of tomorrow morning,
yes,
early investors can sell their stock in Beyond Meat if they want to.
They will have the ability to sell. But look, I think you got a great company. Me personally, look, I'm actually hoping the stock goes down so I can add to my position. I'd love to be a buyer of this in the 80s, personally myself. But look, from a portfolio management perspective, if the stock goes up and has strong earnings tonight, I'll follow what my father always taught me, which is sell some and hope you're wrong. But I might look at it. But this is a company with incredible tailwinds at its back. It's a growing market. It's not going to be a winner-take-all universe. And you're just seeing bigger and bigger trends in demand for their products.
So it's not a passing fad? This
is not a passing fad. In fact, I think you look at international trends, have call for a meat tax in some markets. Germany, Denmark, Sweden, they're thinking about a meat tax on the heels of even sugar taxes that have come. You also have Asian and African swine flu that are going to be driving consumption for other meat alternatives. So I think we're going to have a three-way market in the next 5 years of certainly animal protein. You're going to have the plant-based competitors like Beyond Meat, and eventually we're going to have the cellular products. These are meats that are grown in a lab in a pure form that are not susceptible to African swine flu.
Well, that's fascinating.
And then you have a major wild card. I mean, what's going to happen with McDonald's with Beyond Meat, right? You got tests running. Yep. If they break and go to Beyond Meat, that could be a $200 or $300 million account alone.
And that
domestically.
That will put Beyond Meat stock way up.
I think so.
McDonald's went for them.
And you look at the evidence from Impossible, working with Burger King, it's been terrific. You have great commentary out of each of the companies. So,
now, you were also an early investor in Pax Labs, is that
I
correct?
Was. Pax Labs is the top vaporizer for cannabis.
PAX, is that?
PAX, Pax Labs.
And they're into vaping products for marijuana.
That's correct,
Okay,
yes.
you were an early investor in that.
That's right, yes.
Bernie Sanders wants to legalize marijuana nationwide in his first 100 days if he became the president. You'd be cheering him on, wouldn't you?
I would be. Look, I think there's growing consensus in this country that greater than 2/3 of Americans, if you look at recent Gallup polls, are all in favor of legalizing cannabis, right?
But you haven't proven that vaping is dead safe.
I think it's all about harm reduction. If you go back to the nicotine market and you look at places like Public Health England, who calls vaping nicotine 95% healthier than smoking combustible cigarettes, it's all on the spectrum or continuum of public health.
But what about the THC with marijuana?
Well, the recent illnesses that we've seen have all been from the black market, right? So let's legalize it. Let's get it out of the black market. Let's get it regulated, not on a state-by-state basis, but maybe let's perhaps put it in the hands of the FDA that can perhaps do a much better job of regulating this and giving consumers something that we know is guaranteed safe.
So will you be voting for Bernie Sanders?
I will not be voting for Bernie Sanders. So
okay, I want you to make that
I will
clear.
Reserve my right.
Gregg Smith, thanks for joining us as
Thank
always,
you.
sir. Always appreciate it. Thank you.